even at that point, before he even had anything, right?
Yeah.
And so he becomes the perfect candidate to use as you see fit. Andre Harrell put him on.
Yeah.
I'm going to be hitting this alleged button, right?
Yeah.
Now, allegedly, that's how Kim Porter got introduced to Diddy, because she caught him giving some special sexual favors
Allegedly.
to Andre Harrell.
Okay.
Now, Andre Harrell came up with Russell Simmons, and he also had a mentor in the music industry. It might have been even Clive Davis before Diddy. You know what I mean? But Andre Harrell.
What about L.A. Reid?
Ty, Freaky Ty, who started Cold Chillin' Records, and Russell Simmons.
Okay.
All three of those guys sort of came up together. Andre Harrell being a part of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, a group that came out. They dropped a hit or two in the early 80s. And so whoever taught them these, not secrets, these rites of passage for the music industry, they just simply passed them on. Right? And so Diddy wanted to be the man so bad, he was outshining. Never outshine the master.
That is law number one. That's the first
That's
rule.
rule number one.
Yep.
Unless you have the power to surpass the master. And at that time, he didn't. So Andre Harrell fired him after the incident at City College. He came back, and he still was trying to be, and he was already creating a template of toxicity.
Yes.
According to people, you are who the people say you are, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
If people say, oh man, this person, that usually stays with you the entire time. And so he became even more desperate.
Yeah.
But somebody saw something in him, Clive, that said he could be special. You know?
Yeah.
Special in how you can put things together, because he almost resembles a young Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Right now, Quincy Jones was an actual instrumentalist and composer, but Quincy knew people, how to get people here, put people there. And so we gave Puffy a pass. You know, I'm just trying to unpeel this so we can see how we get to a monster or so-called monster who was obsessed with power and fame, and how you can also hate women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of these different, components that go into that, you know?
Yeah.
So feel free to interject at any time, because, I'll just be starting to rant, you know?
Yeah.
And so when he got with Clive Davis, he came out with 10 million, some say more than that, to launch Biggie and Flavor in Your Ear and Craig Mack. And the rest, as we know, is history.
Yeah, that part of the story always gets, I feel like, skimmed by, like how you recently fired. You're not the musical talent. You're just kind of like the ear, and which I give him credit for. Like when they kind of broke down how he was kind of one of the first like early adopters when it came to like hip hop sampling to R&B sampling to hip hop. How he was kind of blending those worlds and stuff like that. You give him credit like that way. Still, for him to get $10 million, to go above Andre Harrell, basically, to get $10 million to start your own thing, you know.
Yeah. And obviously, in order to do that, ain't no people just giving you $10 million. Not in this industry.
Right.
We've been spending years trying to paint. Now, I'm not going to say there aren't honest integrity, and people with integrity in the industry, but the industry itself is one big ritual. You know what I mean? It's one big initiation, because it's too many people with too much talent that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
how can we control? We have to funnel this into what our needs are,
Yeah, and what I was gonna say as well is that every time one of these stories come out about like a Diddy, it could be a Harvey Weinstein, somebody in the entertainment. It just seems like these dudes in high power, it seems like their talent is like they've only gotten to this point because they need to kind of feed their sex power addiction that they have. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause some of the stuff that he was getting off, I'm just like, oh, bro,
Yeah.
like you can have anybody you want willingly. You can have it. You can
That's
have
not the way
anybody you want.
narcissism works.
Yeah, I'm just like, God,
That's not the way the ego works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because same thing when we speak about just sex offenders in general. Why can't you just go to a club and, you know what I mean, or whatever? It's not about that. It's the power that comes with taking. So now, I'm going to paint this picture again. We got two situations where Diddy thought it was over before it began.
Yeah.
City College. He said he cried for weeks. Him and his mother. His mother's by his side. Keep this in mind the whole time.
Yeah.
And then when Andre Harrell fired him, according to the article, he said he cried like a baby out in front of those offices. This is a desperate man at this point.
Yeah.
Right? So keep in mind, we're talking about somebody desperate who's willing to do anything.
Yeah.
And there were already whispers of his choice of, he was a little zesty, let's say, in college.